So Mabley, how did it feel to be 2021 Welsh Criterion Champion?
It feels very good. It was a tough race, but it was good.
Yeah. And how was the race out there? It looked tough and it looked fast, and obviously it was quite a close tactical battle. How was it out there?
Yeah, it was very hard. It was quite a fast pace from the start, and yeah, it was quite hard. With the under-16s, it was quite hard, yeah.
Did you enjoy sort of mixing it up with the under-16s though?
Yeah, it was fun, yeah.
Have you enjoyed getting back to racing? Now obviously like sort of COVID is kind of, the pandemic is kind of sort of finishing. How's it been nice to sort of get back to the events?
It's been really nice to be back racing. It's not the same when you're just training and there's no races. It's really fun racing, yeah.
And looking forward, have you got any more sort of races or anything into the winter looking forward to? Or
doing a bit of cyclocross in the winter, yeah. And then back to road next year, yeah.
Nice. Rory, how does it feel to be Welsh Champion?
Brilliant, yeah. It was brilliant, yeah, it's good.
And sort of, obviously we haven't had events for a while, sort of then. So was it the last, had you raced Welsh, when was the last time you raced Welsh Championships then?
2019, where in, what's it called, Aberystwyth, and yeah, came second there, a close finish again, but managed to get it today.
And how was the race out there? It looked quite fast and furious. Like how was it?
It was good. It was quite fast off go, to be honest, and then a few attacks in between, and then Alex, my teammate, attacked in the last lap, and then just a matter of following the wheel.
So what's next for you now? Have you got any other more races now for the summer, or are you sort of?
No, I'm done now. I was kind of into winter training, I guess.
Be sort of Welsh champion.
Oh, it's amazing. It's always nice to win a Welsh jersey.
And how was the race out there? It was fast paced.
It was hard. I tried a couple of attacks, but none of them stick. So just put myself in the best possible position to be able to win the sprint.
And it came down to a sprint finish. Coming into the last corner, what was the sort of mindset coming into that?
Well, I knew I do have a good sprint because of all the national races I've been doing. So I just told myself to go on the front and just watch everyone around me, and if someone goes, just trying to get the best kick I could. So yeah.
And sort of looking forward now, sort of to the sort of couple of months, next couple of months. Have you got any other sort of races on the horizon? Any sort of target?
No, just finish. Last youth race I think is today as well. Yeah. So it's really nice to be able to finish it with a win.
So sy'n ma'n teimlo I fod yn bencampwyr a gael y crys yna?
Arbennig, mae wastad yn neis I ennill Crys Cymru, teimlad anhygoel.
Sut dath y fas I chdi? Iawn?
Oedd e'n iawn, oedd e'n anodd. Nes I trial ymosod cwpl o weithiau, ond dim byd wedi mynd ohoni. So ennill sprint ar y diwedd ni, a happy days yn ni ta.
So Will, how does it feel to be Welsh champion?
Yeah, it feels really good.
And how was the race out there? Was it good? Looked good from the sidelines?
Yeah, it was good. There was a few tacks at the start, and then start to settle down a bit at the end. There was a big gap after the last corner, so I had a big sprint at the end to come through in the last 5 metres.
Did you feel it was going to come down to a sprint finish, or what was the sort of...
Yeah, I did. I thought there was going to be a few more attacks in the last 5 laps that didn't really happen though. So.
And sort of overall, you pleased with the performance, how it went?
Yeah, just getting on tacks early, making sure that I try and save as much energy as possible, keep everything left for the sprint then.
Emily, how does it feel to be Welsh champion?
Yeah, good. Without one last year, it's nice to be back racing and to finally win something again. Yeah.
And how was the race? It was sort of a bunch. It was kind
of cagey.
Yeah.
Like no one wanted to be the person to attack because it wasn't really quick enough to get away. So I was just waiting for someone else to go so I could counter it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, you made a big attack. Sort of. I think it was about 4 or 5 laps to go,
yeah.
and it eventually stuck. Was that the plan? Just heading in for you?
Yeah,
or was
I tried to counter someone else, and then Gweno came with it, and she was kind of holding me. So I was in 2 minds whether to stay out there or sit up and then sit on her wheel again. So yeah, that's what I went for in the end.
Nice. And sort of now, what's the sort of other goals that you got? Have you got any more races or any sort of targets now for the rest of the year? Or?
Welsh Road Race Champs next Sunday, and then I'm going back to uni, so that'll probably be it for this year. Then start again next year.
Yeah. Cool.
Pretty over the moon and pretty unexpected. Come up with a plan.
plan A and no other plan. So yeah, unexpected and pleased.
So was it sort of as that events are starting to come back now? Was this a goal for you, or was it sort of...
Oh no, a definite goal. I mean, this month is sort of goals of the season really. Military, so we've got an inter-service championship coming up now on Wednesday. So yeah, Welsh Champs, army races are always my goal in season. So yeah, and yeah, this is one of the goals, and we've sort of executed it. So.
And how was it out there on the circuit, sort of as a race? Obviously, you jumped out ahead with your...
Yeah, it's a great circuit. I'm from down in Llanelli, so we've got Pembrey circuit down there, which is an excellent circuit as well. And this sort of matches it. For the championship circuit, it's great. Yeah, I sort of realised quickly that if I jumped quite, aggressively, people are on you straight away. So I sort of just rolled off the front. Yeah, and then one other came with me, and we just stayed away. So yeah, right.
Welsh Champions.
On the bike. This is the proudest day of my life. Well, close to Wednesday, I saw Griff Lewis going up Penglais Hill. He's in the Tour of Britain. He made the breakaway and he went up Penglais Hill, and all the support he had from the local population of Aberystwyth and all the way through that stage was immense. So to come and win this jersey today for Cafe Griff is, I've got to be honest, on the bike's the proudest day of my life.
That's a lovely,
yeah,
lovely,
without doubt.
So how was the race out there? How do you feel it played out? Was it
well,
plan, or?
I kind of looked at the star list, and Jerry Bowditch is the man that I thought he's good, he's strong, and he's won a lot of these jerseys. So I knew he was the man to mark. He, after about 20 minutes, he put a big effort in to try and get away. He tried to bridge to the break. By bridging to the break, he took everybody with him, which I thought was brilliant because he burnt a lot of matches, and I saw him pull up. And he was blowing a bit, so I thought, right, now's the time to hit him. So I hit him. Lucky enough, Steve Williams, who was in the 40s category, he was a good 100 metres ahead. So I bridged to him quickly, and then I got him, tagged him on, and I said, come on, we can be champs here. Let's do it. And yeah, we just basically drilled it all the way around. We did a half lap each all the way around, and happy days. We kept, I think it was a 13 or 15 second gap. So really chuffed. Steve and I, Welsh Champions, happy days. It couldn't have been better. Two of us working for a common goal. Brilliant.
And we loved your celebration and emotion at the end.
That kind of is like a venting of how I felt. Yeah. I know up in North Wales you're a bit reserved and quiet, so seeing a loud character like myself is a bit different for you guys. But if I was in South Wales, it's probably a bit more common. Everybody's shouting down there, innit? But yeah, man, it's exactly how I felt. That's how I feel now. I feel amazing. I really do. I think I'm going to fly home.
And just finally now, to sort of, is there any more sort of goals for the rest of the season?
Yeah, next weekend, bring it on. Time trial on Saturday. Newcastle Emlyn. If you haven't entered, brilliant. More chance for me. So it's time trial on Saturday, Newcastle Emlyn. A brilliant course. I've got to be honest. I recce'd it. It's got everything on it, and it's a real hard man's course. So whoever wins the time trial on Saturday, man, they're going to be a hard and then Sunday we've got the road race champs again in Newcastle Emlyn. The course again is incredible, so I can't wait to tuck into that. And I think I got a little bit of confidence going into that, so I can't wait. Bring it on.
Well, we'll see you next week then.
Yeah, absolutely. You won't get rid of me that easy.
Griff, how does it feel to be Welsh champion?
Yeah, it's an honour, to be honest. I was a first year junior as well. Over the moon, really. How do you feel the race went? Sort of panned out on the road? I thought it was a bit stop-start, really. Like with some attacks going, but nothing was sticking. Some people that went off the front, but kind of knew that they weren't a danger to the bunch. So, well, we didn't sit up. We just kept on tapping away and just got them up.
And in terms of sort of your pre-plan coming in, what was your full process of the race day? What did you want? What was your plan yourself? Sort of.
I was just going to see how it was going to pan out at the start. Try and go with every break that was going, and just go for the win.
So now moving forward, is there any other sort of targets now as we sort of, I know the season's sort of slowly closing now, is there any more sort of targets you've got?
I got the road champs next weekend, and then the L'Etape, my last race of the whole season. So 2 races left now.
So Joe, how does it feel to be Welsh champ?
Yeah, really good actually. I think coming into it, I knew that I was really strong, I had good legs, but I know these races are so frustrating and they're so hard to win. It's very cagey tactics, and it's just a relief really. I think, to get a win and pull on Welsh champ jersey.
And so you talked there about the race being quite cagey. It was there was obviously 1s and 2s going off the front throughout. Just how do you think you rose? And then obviously you had sort of 4 of your Wales Racing Academy teammates. How do you sum it up today for you guys?
I think as a team, we did very well. I think, like you said, it was so cagey that it was very hard to follow the moves really. I think everyone just looking at each other, including us. So for me it was always, I knew that I was probably the fastest if it comes down to a sprint. I wanted to sprint ideally, but it's just managing that. I was managing those 1s and 2s, and it nearly didn't pay off. I think Will Harden was away last lap when I caught him on the line, so nearly didn't pull it off, but relief to catch him on that last lap.
What was the thought process going into that last lap? Because it was a great move by Will. What was going through your head? Obviously, now you got a good sprint.
Yeah, well, he did a phenomenal move, perfectly timed. I think move just came back and he went straight over the top with loads of speed. And all of a sudden he's gone. And then as soon as he got that gap, he held it. And then last lap, I just thought, all or nothing now. I led it out, did the full last lap on the front. Not ideal scenario for me, but with a quite twisty circuit, you don't really have to freewheel for the corners, but I knew that if I squeeze every straight, I can have some micro rests on the corners, and that was my plan. And then I just knew that if I was first into the last corner, I'd win the bunch sprint, but obviously he's still away. So I think I timed it pretty spot on, my effort for that last lap to catch him just before the line.